It's so true. All right, Gog. Sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast. The show marches on.
Another banger from 1999.
We watched the 1999 movie that is just, I'd never seen it before. We watched Magnolia, P.T. Anderson, Paul Thomas
Great pick, Gogs.
Anderson's Magnolia, a movie that, like, we'll get into it, but, like, I'm watching this movie, and if you had told me what this movie's about, I would be like, I would not like this movie. And then I finished watching the movie. It's like, I love that, but I can't exactly explain why I did.
It's all vibes, man. Like, this is
vibes.
It is an emotions over plot. Like, I've seen this movie 4 times now, and I still don't really know what it's about. TJ, I don't know if he's going to mention it later, but he actually was like, I kind of know what it's about. I was like, oh, that makes total sense.
I mean, I have a theory about, like, what it's about.
We just passed Father's Day, and without knowing it, Gogs, you picked a great Father's Day movie. Because this entire movie is about fathers.
Oh, that's what I wrote here. I was like, it's a story about bad fathers and the impact it has on their kids looking for love and acceptance.
One good father. John C. Reilly's character represents the father figure that the girl never had.
Needs to have, yes.
But he's also trying to fuck her just like her real dad, so it...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's also true, but he's like the only, like, I feel like he's the only character that's, like, genuinely, like, virtuous in this movie. Like,
No. Incorrect.
Well, child.
Phil Parma is a good person.
Phil Parma. Which one?
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, yes. Philip Seymour Hoffman is a genuinely good person.
Aren't you, like, kind of waiting for him to also be an asshole just because you're so used to him being an asshole?
I was on the edge of my seat for him to turn, honest to God. Like, I was like, where is it going to come from? Like, he's going to do some scumbag. And, like, when he was ordering Postmates to get, like, a Hustler and a Playboy, I was like, oh, this is just going to get weird. And then he's doing it specifically just to be able to find a number for the manosphere.
We used to be a proper country. You could get, like, 2 for real pornos, like peanut butter jelly bread and cigarettes.
He got
3 pornos.
Did any of y'all were any of y'all like, oh my God, they had like Postmates in 1999? I guess they had it in California.
I think it started in California. Yeah. So, but anyway.
But yeah, we watched Magnolia. I'm gonna bury the lead. It's one of my favorite movies. Like, full stop. I have a hard time saying P.T. Anderson's not my favorite filmmaker because, like, he's made just, like, I've really liked all of his movies. Inherent Vice I have my issues with, but I still enjoyed it. But, like,
that's like almost an unfilmable book, too, so he did what he could with it.
That's why I'm a little worried about the next one, because it's also based on a Pynchon novel. But I love Magnolia. Like, I remember, like, this is part of my, like, film snobbery awakening when I watched this movie, because I loved Boogie Nights. Like, I think everybody liked Boogie Nights.
It's actually it's very approachable, though. It's very
I mean, so is this, though, really, but we'll get into it. I feel like, I don't know, as I was watching this, I remember, like, kind of the flack that this movie got when it came out, that it was, like, pretentious, but I feel like it's very, like, grounded. Like,
I don't feel like it's pretentious at all. It's not like high art at all.
No, it's like
there's a lot of acting. They put all their points into acting.
Well, also, guys, you also picked another great movie for our purposes, because this movie has an enormous cast. Like, this movie...
the cast is, like, we are chock... I don't know whose turn it is. I think it's Alex's pick. Yeah. He is chock-a-block with people to work with.
I was very excited to see the Pete Haley cameo, because I did not remember he's in this fucking movie.
Who's Pete? He meant Glenn, or Pat Healy.
Pat Healy, not Pete. Pat Healy. Pat Healy... He was the lead in that movie Cheap Thrills I really liked. He was in Ghost World. He's been in a ton of movies.
Well, who was he in this movie?
He was like a pharmacist.
He was the pharmacist. He was only in it for half a scene, but yeah, like...
that's who he's from Cheap Thrills. I was like, I know this guy.
And he's one of the guys that I think is in a bunch of David Lynch movies, but isn't. I don't know, he just seems like he would be.
You got him confused with
David DeWalchain.
Yeah, but it's not him either. It looks just like... Yeah. But anyway, all right. Magnolia. What did you all watch? What did you all watch this week, Sean?
Oh, shit.
Never go to Sean first.
Well, because I never watch anything. It's smart. But I watched a couple things. I watched Friendship. I saw it in the theater like 3 days before TJ put it on the Plex. So that was a big waste of $40.
Sorry,
but that movie's awesome. People are saying it's like I don't know, I Love You Man for kind of like a realistic, cynical generation, but I feel like it's more of like more of a less obnoxious American Beauty. I wasn't quite prepared for some of it because TJ says and Gogs, I think too, said that he never really kind of freaks out, but he definitely really kind of freaks out by the end of the movie.
Well, so I mean, a little. I mean, even when he freaks out, it's still like, I don't think it's to the level that like I was expecting. I don't know.
He doesn't like go shoot anybody up.
Right.
Comes close.
I still haven't seen it. I need to watch it. He
goes through that. It's on the Plex now, Gogs.
Oh, Gogs, I thought you saw it, buddy. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. I will see it.
I'm going to put this out there, and I'm probably going to get booed, but, like, I'm not the biggest Paul Rudd person. I'm kind of tired of seeing him. Like, and it's not because he's, like, a bad actor, but, like, this is going to be a bad point of comparison, but he's kind of like Dion Branch. Like, I don't have anything against him personally. I'm just sick of seeing him.
He's overexposed.
Like Paul Rudd.
Dion Branch.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to think of, like, somebody that's, like, kind of, like, inoffensive, but still annoyed the shit out of me for no reason. I mean, you can put an Aaron Glenn, Ty Law, anybody that would play for the Patriots.
Oh, I thought maybe you were meaning to say Nate Burleson, who's on like NFL Today, and then
no, I love Nate
USA, go to Good Morning America or some other shit too.
He's on everything. He's on like the Nickelodeon NFL show. He's on everything.
In one of those old Maddens, Dion Branch won Super Bowl MVP for me like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, I think he won it legit one time.
Yeah, probably. All those early Patriots teams had a randoms winning the MVP.
I just feel like I haven't seen Rudd do anything else, and I guess that's not really his fault, but I don't know,
he's very good at playing Paul Rudd.
Right.
He's good. I thought he was really good in this movie. I
mean, he was good, but I feel like he was just playing a somewhat straighter version of the character in Anchorman. I know that's not really his fault. I don't know, like, I just kind of... I got to that point with Seth Rogen because he popped up in some Apple TV show that I saw parts of, and I'm like, I'm kind of done with this now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I watched like the first episode. I did not like that show very much.
Yeah, no.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Paul Rudd play a weatherman in Anchorman also? Wasn't he?
No, he was like a news pastor.
He was like the man on the street. The weatherman was Steve Carell's character, and what's his name was the sports. Miami was the sports.
Steve Carell played the weatherman, right?
Yeah.
Brick.
You gonna have a golf tournament again this year? Nope. Too many people died. I also watched The Surfer with Nicolas Cage.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's a good movie. I don't think it's great, but it has like a very 70s vibe, although it takes place in present day, like the kind of like weird psychological thriller, but also kind of an exploitation movie. It's got Australian Doctor Doom, help me out, the guy that was in Nip Tuck.
Julian McMahon.
Yeah, you got it. He's good in it. Like it's a perfectly cromulent movie. It's under 2 hours, so like it's not a hard watch.
What is it even about? Like I saw a couple of people on like film TikTok say it was like definitely worth checking out, but I don't even know like what's the basic premise. Like
Nicolas Cage is somehow from Australia originally, even though he's not doing an accent.
Oh, I was going to say, God, please tell me he's doing
I wish.
an accent.
10 stars if he did. 10 stars out of 5. But no, he goes back because he wants to buy this house and take his kids surfing where he grew up, but it's like locals only. It's like fucking a War Child.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Back off, War Child. I'm serious.
But they're also in some kind of cult that like runs the whole town. And like cult is very 70s, so it's definitely worth a watch. It's not like he's unhinged, but he never reaches like Mandy levels, which is kind of what you expect. So like he's good in it. I mean, Nicolas Cage is kind of good in everything, even if the movie fucking sucks. Maybe Jiu-Jitsu is not great.
Oh God!
But
I didn't like that Ghost to Chinatown or whatever the fuck that game.
Yeah, that wasn't great either. But he's had a bit of a reconnaissance, so like I'm not mad at him. At least he's doing like interesting shit. It's not as good as the unbearable weight of massive talent or whatever that was.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Great movie. Terrible title. Great movie.
Yeah. And then I watched a bit of this documentary series called The Mortician on HBO about this funeral home where they're doing all this fucked up shit, like breaking the corpse's teeth out and selling the gold.
Oh my God.
and cremating like 12 people at a time and just divvying up the ashes to people and shit. It's wild. Lastly, I watched the newest Tyler Perry movie because the old lady wanted to watch it.
Good Lord.
It's Tyler Perry just hates black people. Like, it's just every portrayal in it is like either this, like a black woman that like she only gains strength through like cartoonish levels of suffering. Like it's like remember we watched Teeth?
Oh yeah.
And like everybody in town was a rapist. It's kind of like that, except everybody in town is just like awful and screaming at this woman all day long. It's Taraji Henson, I think.
Taraji Henderson.
Yeah, and the acting is like too much. It's not a very good movie. People like kind of like the social media buzz is good, but the reviews are bad. It's just like I don't know what his deal is, man, but like I don't think he did, and this probably isn't my place to say, but he strikes me as the kind of guy that didn't grow up around black people. Like, it's just like he knows of them through like Fox News or something. Like, it's just like everybody is the most like base, awful character. Like, there's no sense of community, and it's bad, man. Like, I'm not a fan at all. This is gonna be probably like a bad take too, but he strikes me a little bit like Aaron Magruder does, where Aaron Magruder obviously has some issues with black people that aren't just like him.
Who's Aaron Magruder?
The creator of the Boondocks.
Oh, right. Didn't I send you that TikTok? I think it was.
It's not wrong.
It's that guy Danny Brown.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I love that stuff when I was a kid. Then I watched it. I was like, this guy doesn't like black people.
So, but that was I think that was it. I watched some like anime shit too, but whatever. Alec.
Watched 4 things.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Two things.
2 are major repeats. We got high the other night and watched a double feature, Talladega Nights and Jaws.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
The hell of a duology. Both of those movies pretty much slap 1,000,000%. And we watched 2 fairly new things. The first one was I think it's a brand new Amazon movie. It's called Deep Cover. It has Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, the guy who plays Nate from Ted Lasso. Ian McShane is in it. Sean Bean is in it. Patty Considine is in it. It's like a kind of not a heist movie. It's kind of a comedic action gangland kind of movie.
Is it British, the movie?
Yes, it's in British.
Okay.
It's British.
It's in British.
Yeah, it's in English. It's not bad. It's not like great, but it's perfectly inoffensive, and it's like an hour and 35 minutes, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. I found it fairly entertaining. It's on Prime. It's a Prime original. I think it just came out. The other movie we watched was also a Prime original. It came out last summer. It's what's his name? C-Tate's Blink Twice.
Oh yeah, but that's like the cult movie, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of time to get going, but once it gets going, it's pretty good. It rocks. I really liked it.
I need to watch it. It's literally been on my Plex. It's been on the Plex for like a year, and I'm like, I want to check that out.
The first third to half, I was like, this is kind of boring. But then when it gets going, it gets really going. You're like, oh shit! It's written and directed by Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
And I would give it a enthusiastic 2 thumbs up.
Hell yeah. I'll check it out.
C-Tates is in it. Simon Rex is in it. Christian Slater.
The Dark Joker.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Who else? Somebody else. Oh, Haley Joel Osment. Maybe from Arrested Development is on it. In it.
I like her.
There's some other people I can't remember. Oh, Gina Davis is in it. It's always nice to see Gina Davis pop up and stuff.
Gina Davis. Wow, they called her out. I haven't thought about Gina Davis in ages.
Is she still smashable? What's her deal?
I mean, she still looks almost exactly the same
Then that's a strong
like
yes.
if you take what she looked like in The Long Kiss Goodnight,
yeah.
she probably looks like she's aged 10 years since then.
How have we not done that
Nice.
movie?
That movie rules.
It does. Big fan.
Also, League of Their Own rules.
Oh, that's a great movie.
That show apparently did not rule.
Mm.
There was a League of Their Own show.
I was not familiar with that.
It was an Amazon original. Like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, it didn't do very well. Yeah, that's it. TJ.
I didn't really watch anything. I've been watching sports. I was watching the Pacers game and the DC Defenders, but I did manage to watch.
Defenders, XFL champs.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They like annihilated the Michigan team. It's funny because I saw a tweet that said Michigan football fans must really hate DC because the Commanders beat the Lions, and then whatever the Michigan team was in the UFL, they got squashed. I mean, the Defenders killed them.
Beat Michigan next year.
Nice. But I did manage to watch one thing before the show. I watched the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror, and I'm reminded why I don't watch Black Mirror anymore. Like, it's frustrating because, like, the acting's really good, but, like, the story is so, like, on the nose. Like, the thing that I used to like about Black Mirror was, like, it was clever, right? And this is just, there's something about, like, a satire when it's just so, like, it's like, yeah, that would happen, but there's nothing to add to it. There's nothing interesting about it. Like, the first episode is about, what's her name? Rashida Jones, is that her name?
Rashida Jones?
Yeah, Rashida Jones. And the guy, he's an Irish guy. He was in, I can't think of his name. He was in that show Family Tree, and he was like the cop in,
Chris O'Dowd.
Yeah, Chris, I like both those actors a lot. And what happens is Rashida Jones gets like a brain tumor, and she's going to die. And then this company's like, well, we can like basically like fix her brain. We'll back up her brain, but she'll always be connected to this cloud service, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, it's the cloud service is a subscription thing. And
didn't I already this episode?
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I've seen clips on TikTok from like the same exact thing.
Well, it's like, the problem is it's like, okay, it's a cloud service, and it's very like on the nose. And of course, like, they're greedy, and it's like, oh, you have to upgrade to like BrainWorks Plus, and then that's another $200. And it's like, okay. And then
it would be funny though if like they just had her like talking in the middle of an intimate, and then it just does like an ad for fucking like HIV medication.
Did you write the episode? Because they do that. Yeah, they do that. She like, they don't subscribe to the premium service, so like periodically she just starts running ads that she's not aware she's doing. And then the B plot is this guy, the husband, his buddy at work is watching this basically like kick stream of these people that like sign up to like live stream, but they do like horrible things to raise money. Like, this guy's like drinking his own pee. So then of course, because again, the show has the subtlety of like a boot. Like, of course he runs out of money, so he has to figure out a way to pay for his wife to like stay alive. So then he ends up doing that. And it's just like, everything is just so like, again, it's just on the nose, and it's just like, it's frustrating because like the acting is really well done. Like, I thought that both actors did a great job, and there's a lot of emotion in their performance, but like the writing is just so like, yeah, like that sucks, but like there's nothing clever about it. Like,
well, I don't know. Has abject reality gotten so terrible that you can't really like, you can't like, Black Mirror isn't like.
I mean, I think that, no, it's been like this for a while now. I guess my thing is that like, just saying the thing, it's kind of like my problem with like the scary movie kind of ilk of comedies where like the reference is the joke. Like, if your satire is just doing the thing that is happening and you don't have anything to say about it, like, I don't. We lost Alec.
TJ, is it a thing where, like, is it just because the only concept they have of science fiction and dystopia is just internet? Like, is that the issue?
Yeah.
Like,
Right, that's
Well,
okay.
yeah,
It seems like
and it's
everything Black Mirror does, right?
It's just, I just found it really boring and like super predictable. Whereas like, I think of like good episodes of Black Mirror and I was like, oh, that was clever. Like, you know, like the San Junipero episode is one I think about a lot where they don't even really reveal like the Black Mirror-ness of the episode until literally like the last like 5 minutes. Whereas this is just like, or like there's one where it's about this courier, right? It's like 2 seasons ago. And he ends up in this kind of situation where he like stuff keeps escalating, but then by the end of the episode it's not even about like the predicament he's in, it's about the shit that he's done. And like that was cool, like that's different. Like it's not just about, hey, don't subscription services suck? Also, like to make fun of subscription services while exclusively being on a subscription service is kind of weird to me. I don't know.
They probably think they're being clever and subverting expectations, but like this is like the 6th season or so or whatever that's been on Netflix. Like
it's the Canto Bite problem. It's like, hey man, don't fucking lecture me about like rich people Disney.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Again, like it's not bad, but it's also not like it's not clever. And I think like Alec just said it. This is like the 7th season. I don't think every show needs to go on for like ever. Like maybe it should have been over by like maybe it should have been over before it ever got to the American production. Because, like, those seasons are great. But, like, ever since they moved it to America and Netflix took it over, I feel like, aside from, like, the Bandersnatch thing, which I still think is, like, super clever, that, like, choose your own adventure movie that they made, which I think, like, is genuinely one of the most clever things to be done because they actually took the media that it's on and allowed you to, like, interact with it. Like, that's a great idea. Like, they don't have clever ideas anymore. I don't know. But that's all I watched. Gogs.
I watched 3 things.
Go Pacers, by the way.
Yeah, go Pacers.
TJ, are you on basketball now? Like, is that a thing for you? Hell yeah, finally.
Yeah,
I'm a big Celtics fan.
I used to be, yeah. That was my team. But no, I really like that Halliburton guy because I always think of the weapons manufacturer. It's always funny when I hear his name.
Yeah, the steel briefcase. He's going to have a briefcase every game with them.
But I don't know. Indiana's never won a championship. I'm pulling for him. I
love that they're calling him the Haliban.
The Haliban.
Yeah.
So
and then Caitlin Clark, they started calling her Al Qaeda.
Yeah, that shit rules. But yeah,
sorry, Gogs. Please tell me you watched that Predator movie.
I did.
Thank you.
That'd be the last thing I talk about. I watched 3 things. The first thing, I rewatched The Menu. The movie still rules. Kicks an absolute pile of ass. I watched a new movie that's not really a new movie. I went with my my boys to see the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Now with real people and fake dragons.
They still don't have real dragons.
Don't have real dragons.
But the dragons look exactly like from that CGI movie, don't they?
They look almost exactly the same. It is a shot for shot, line for line remake of How to Train Your Dragon. So on the one hand, I love How to Train Your Dragon. It's a good movie. So I enjoyed it. But on the other hand, I was like, this is unnecessary. But, so I'm it feels like a cash grab, which I succumb to. But it is good. It's as good as the first one was. So if you like the first one, you will like this one. So
I think you'd have to.
Do that as you will. It's like, I think what I liked, one of the things I liked about it was that the Gerard Butler was the voice of the dad in the original, and he is playing the dad in this one. So, continuity.
Did your kids get bent out of shape that Astrid is played by a black actress?
Absolutely not. They did not even think about it one iota.
That actress, that's Thandie Newton's daughter.
Oh, that makes sense. She looks like Thandie Newton.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's a lot of fun. So if you like How to Train Your Dragon and you feel like spending the money, here you go.
Just sign me up for the live action Shrek. When is that coming out?
Oh yeah. God damn.
I would watch the hell out of that. But only if they made it like super low budget, like the Shrek look like dog shit. Like, give me that.
Like fucking A24 Shrek movie.
That'd be awesome.
That's one of my favorite like tweets I've ever seen. Is the guy tweets about how it's like Magic Mike made like $160 million. Yeah, lady or guys, women don't want your dad bod. And then somebody's like, excuse me, Shrek made like $500 million.
Do you think they're going to do Song of the South?
Probably not. But
Well, that was Disney. The How to Train Your Dragon's DreamWorks.
Oh, it's going to be on Daily Wire Plus.
Yeah, it's going to be on. Right. What is Dinesh D'Souza up to? He might be able to make that happen. And the last thing I watched was the Hulu original Predator Killer of Killers. It's fine. It starts out strong. It's conceptually it feels like, you remember Dark Horse comic one-shot stories about things like what ifs almost. So it's like, because I remember like I have like all of the Alien comics, but I remember there was this one where it's like an alien, the xenomorph, like fucking landed in like a drive-in in the 1950s and like the chaos or whatever, right? So much like Prey, right? You have like, for lack of a better term, a time-displaced predator. So you got to make peace with the fact that you have this futuristic, interstellar alien species waging war against what was already, when it was against Arnold, a primitive species, even more primitive, right? And trying to wrap your head around maybe their weapons, whatever, doesn't matter. So the first vignette is about some Vikings. It's cool. It's really neat.
Animation's good, right? I saw clips.
Animation's like Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I like that.
Or like the Turtles movie. Like, the animation's great. The action is great, right? The second one.
It was directed by the same guy as Prey, Dan Trachtenberg.
That is correct. The second story was set in feudal Japan, and the third story was set in World War II. And the third one, so the first one is Vikings versus Predator. The second one is Samurai versus Predator. The third one is like dogfighting aces versus Predator in jet plane.
Oh, that seems like a terrible idea.
I was hoping it was just Nazis versus Predator, and the Predator just ran roughshod on
the Allies.
It's an interesting, like, I'm not going to spoil it should you guys desire to watch it. But it's like, it's kind of got like Predators vibes to it. Like, it is like, this isn't necessarily a spoiler, but like, in the 3 vignettes, the humans win, and then they are collected by the Predators for something. And then once that conceit
breeding,
it kind of loses me. So
I don't know why that reminded me. There was this Garth Ennis comic book called, I think it was just called Vikings, and it kind of had the similar premise where like all these time displaced like soldiers came together. It was pretty cool if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Assassin's Creeding the fucking like Predator franchise. I would have preferred, I think, if they had done like Prey and they had just spent more time in one particular era.
Do you think, Dogs, do you think they were using it as like a run up to making one of those into a movie? It's like, oh, we'll see which one people like the best, and like a fucking
maybe, but like all of them resolved. So and then when it happens, when whatever happens, it's later, and there is a nod to I forget her name, but the protagonist from Prey, kind of like as almost like a stinger.
Good movie.
So like, give it a look. It don't cost nothing. It's on Hulu, but like,
it's pretty short too, right?
It's like maybe it's 80 minutes, maybe.
Yeah,
Dogs, how do you feel about Predators in present day? Because I feel like I loved it when I saw it, and I have zero desire to watch it again.
Still love it. I watched it like 6 months ago.
Second Predator-related question. How do you feel about the upcoming movie? The one where it's like about a young Predator, like learning the ropes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, like, Predator's a weird concept. I love the Predator movies. I think we all know that. But like, conceptually, like, the Predator's biggest weakness is hubris, right? Like, cause it's, right, because if the Predator they could just nuke us from orbit, that would be that. Like, so, I think they're going the wrong. I think they're going the wrong way with it. I feel like they keep going to the past, and I don't think I think they need to take it like to like a future where maybe humanity has advanced to the level where the predators are being hunted by the humans or something.
That's an interesting idea.
Like,
I like that
the
idea.
point where we catch up and it's like there's an actual because the humans are going to win.
Well, what if they did this, like, because it's kind of like Predator is kind of in the fucking Alien universe, because I think Elle Fanning plays a Weyland-Yutani robot in the new one that's coming out. So, like, what if you do it where, like, Weyland-Yutani has, like, I don't know, combat droids, like, and they fight them, like that?
Yeah, or you know what you usually do? You take the Weyland-Yutani, like, you go deep into alien lore, and they've got the royal jelly, and they're making super soldiers like jacked up on alien blood, and they go go head to head or hunt the Predator or something.
What if
I would watch that.
It's like the Earth government. I don't know the Dark Horse lore as well as you do, but they just they become like space ice, and it's like we're deporting every fucking species out of our galaxy, and they have to go hunt them that way.
I'm for I would honestly love to see a version where the Predator is being hunted actively and like the Predator's like your protagonist.
Do you like the idea of the Predator being sympathetic though? Like, does that work for you?
I don't give a rat's ass. I want to see some shit. Like, I want to see like some wild shit. So if you're going to give me the Predator doesn't have to be sympathetic. Like, the Predator's kind of sympathetic in his own weird way anyway, because the Predator is like strangely like in the pantheon of movie monsters, right? Like, the Predator's like the only one that kind of ever gives anyone like a fair shake. Like at the end of the day, they'll be like, all right, you beat me. Yeah, next game, we'll catch you. Like, they're like the only ones where it's kind of like
GG's, everybody.
GG, right? Like, they're the only ones where it's kind of like they don't like they play for keeps in their own weird way. The
P&Ls on these Predator safaris must be outrageous. Like, how much money?
Nuts. Like, they have a safari-based economy. Like, and that's the other. I would love to see what like the other guys on the Predator planet are doing.
Like, they're in cubicles with ties on and shit, like with a bunch of
like they can't all be there.
I don't know. I don't know.
We will go, but
I think I sent it to Gogs, but there was this comic I saw where it was just like, it was aliens, it wasn't predators, and it was like, now we control the Earth, and it was like 50 years later, and it was just two aliens in an office, and they're like, God damn it.
But give me like give me a futuristic, like, level the tables human versus predator movie. Like,
I like the idea.
Give me that.
It's kind of cool, right? Because you're kind of Blade Runner 2049ing it, because you're literally taking the first movie and kind of turning it on its head. I like the idea. It's not a bad idea.
But like going back to like the past and then basically they have to dumb down the predators that have just traveled through. They're taking the species that has done something we as a species we haven't been able to pull off yet. And then they show up and they're like, yeah, we're going to lose to bows and arrows. And it's fun. It's dramatic. And it's like the overwhelming resilience of the human spirit and yada, yada, yada. But like, give me like battle droid versus
actual threat.
Yeah. And then there's that Aliens show that's coming out soon.
Yeah. No interest about that.
I don't know how I feel about it either, but I'm kind of like, the trailer kind of got me, but then like every Alien trailer gets me a little bit, and then the final product kind of doesn't deliver. But anyway, that's everything I watched.
All right. That's everybody. Let's get into Magnolia. Gogs.
Yo.
This would be fun.
What happened in this movie?
I feel like I got to attack this in a similar vein to how I attack Traffic.
I'm going to say this before you get into it. Sure. I was kind of dreading this, even though I really like this movie a lot, and I saw the runtime, I'm like, oh God. But I will say this movie does not feel its length. I felt like this movie is very, like, it's almost like chaotic the entire time.
Well, it's kind of like, it's like subtly frenetic because like the whole movie takes place in like not even a day.
Yeah.
Like, it is like less than 24 hours of these people's lives where all of this crazy nonsense is happening. So, like I said, I'm going to try and the best way I can do it is attack it by characters because,
Sure.
And I'll try and touch on the interconnections. Like otherwise, it's just whatever. So,
did you guys see the fucking map, like the chart of who's
I've
related
seen the chart,
to?
yeah, where everyone's connection. Like the big through line is kids say the darndest things, or whatever the hell this show is called, right? So like you've got Earl Partridge, who is the producer of Who's Smarter Than a Kid, and he's married to smoke show Julianne Moore, and he's on his deathbed, dying as one would do, and he's being looked after by male nurse and not scumbag Philip Seymour Hoffman, Phil Parma, and people are like, he's like, I'm a piece of shit. Oh, if I'm a son, I cheated on my wife. And Phil Parma's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. And then he's like, I'll get some pornos and find TJ Mackey. And then he do. And then TJ Mackey is nascent manosphere influencer.
Oh, this movie is like oddly prescient, right? Because I was trying to think, right? Because I remember when we were young, I remember the big motivational speaker was like Tim Robbins, right? I remember him, and he was
Tony Robbins.
Tim Robbins. Yeah, not Tim Robbins. Sorry, Tony Robbins. But like Tony Robbins was just like general positive thinking. He wasn't like a misogynist.
No, he wasn't like
he was, but not
out and out. He was not like, I forget what's his help group? I know the tagline is not all pussies have 9 lives, but like
it was like seduce and slay, seduce and destroy. That's
seduce and destroy.
But like there wasn't. Do you guys remember? Was there like a super misogynistic like speaker like this? Was this based?
Oh, there was like. Was it like Mystery and those guys, like the fucking fur hat guys, or was that later?
Yeah, but that was a little later.
Like the pickup artist, was that what he was called?
Yeah, but that was like the early 2000s, so that would be after this. So I don't know, maybe.
Not that far.
I mean, the problem is there very well could have been. It's just now with the way the internet is, we get to see it all the time. I mean, and we literally terminally online, so we're like. As like
literally it's the manosphere. Like it's like I said, it's oddly prescient to our time now because you have 1,000, thousands of TJ Mackeys now. Like
this is the fresh and fit. This is what's the one where the two doofuses yell at porn stars?
Whatever podcast. Yeah, those guys. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's Andrew Tadian. It's
you see the one from that a few weeks ago where
he couldn't open a pickle jar.
Yeah. He was making fun of her because she couldn't open it. She handed it to him, and he can't open it. His production assistant had to come open it for him.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
So good.
You can't open a pickle jar.
Tom Cruise is in No Jumper, the movie.
Yeah, so Tom Cruise is this dude trying to talk to like a Ramada Inn banquet hall full of sad men about how they're gonna slay puss.
And he is crushing this role. This might be his best performance ever.
He is just chewing the scenery, and he is perfect in this role.
Something that dawned on me as I was watching this is because P.T. Anderson's really smart, but I feel like Tom Cruise playing a guy that has a public persona that's completely different than his own. Like, he probably doesn't have a hard time doing that because that's what he is in real life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Tom Cruise is like an enigma. He seems like such a fucking weird guy. You have no idea what Tom Cruise is.
The real Tom Cruise will never stand up.
Right.
It's crazy because, every time you hear a behind-the-scenes story about Tom Cruise, it's like, oh, he's the sweetest guy. He brought his mom to my Super Bowl party. And it's like, I don't get it. Like, that fucking...
I think the Scientology thing puts a weird taint on it.
Yeah.
Well, also, I saw recently, right? Like, this is super recently. Some reporter asked him, because he's got kids. I think he had kids with Nicole Kidman and with Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
But he doesn't see them. Mm-hmm. And they asked him, "Oh, what are you gonna do with your kids?" And he just drifted away. It was very uncomfortable.
Look at the chestnuts.
It was so fucking weird. He did that, he did what he always does. Tom Cruise has that weird, just canned smile that he gives. And he just said something oh, it's about being around a loving family. And he didn't answer the question. And it was very odd. It was But again,
Well,
like, he's such a strange guy.
His whole forward-facing persona is so, like, manicured and curated and, like, yeah, like, who's the real Tom Cruise? Like,
to the point of it being, like, uncanny, though. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's like, there's no, right, there's, like...
Everybody remembers that Oprah performance where he was, like, jumping on the couch and, like... It reminds me, like, Sean sent me this video a while ago where Mark Zuckerberg was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and Theo Vaughn's, like, just asking, like, an innocuous question. He's like, hey, do you drink coffee? And he's like, no. And Theo Vaughn, like, you could tell he didn't even know what to fucking say. He's like, oh, really? He's like, and then Zuckerberg's like, sometimes on vacation recreationally. Who the fuck says that? Like, what a fucking mutant. Like, who the fuck?
A very rich autist. That is who says that shit.
He's so fucking strange. Like, anyway, sorry.
Well, anyway.
Tom Cruise in this movie is incredible.
Tom Cruise is so good in this movie. Like, I was watching it in the living room, like, the kids were asleep and Liz was in the other room. And I just, like, paused and I looked at Liz and I'm like, Tom Cruise is he might be a bad person and he might be in bad movies, but he is never bad in a movie.
He's our last real movie star. Like, he is traditional.
He is a phenomenal actor. Like, I was just watching and just, like, I was entranced. I was like, this is fucking prime time. I think this is S tier.
I mean,
but like everybody in the movie, to be
Sean
fair.
said it before, like, everyone is acting their fucking dick off in this movie. Like, there's not a bad performance in the whole movie.
No, but like, it just made me reflect. It was like I just started rattling off stuff that I didn't think should work that he was in that did work. Like, War of the Worlds is a movie that I was like, this movie's gonna suck. And he was so fucking good in it. Like, Oblivion, I'm like, this movie's gonna suck. And he's so good in it. But anyway, so he's a Manosphere guy. He's getting interviewed with some lady, and she's kind of giving him the business. And he like, but it's a really cool scene because she's like kind of digging in, and she's exposing him a little bit, and he doesn't exactly know how to react because he's on camera, and he's like, it's kind of like wearing down his persona about like, oh, well, is your dad really dead? Is what about your mom? And did she, like, she's exposing all this stuff. So he comes from, his dad was Earl Partridge. Yes, Sean.
Sorry. You want to know who Tom Cruise lost the Best Supporting Actor to this year?
Who?
Because
scared to ask.
Michael Caine in The Cider House Rules, a movie I don't think anybody ever saw.
The Cider House does not rule. I have never seen it. But
that's got what's the Spider-Man's in that, right?
Tobey Maguire's in it, right?
Yeah. Who could give a fuck?
Nobody. So anyway, so she's being interviewed. So Earl Partridge, the guy from the first bit, dying on his bed. His male nurse orders pornos so he can get the number to call this guy. Interview's happening. Meanwhile, Earl Partridge's wife, who originally married him as a gold digger, has fallen in love with this man who is dying on her bed, and she is trying to buy all of the narcotics at once, and then seeing their lawyer because she wants to get written out of their will because she doesn't deserve it, and she doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. Meanwhile, you have, and this was killing me, John C. Reilly's character is this LA cop, and all of his voiceovers sound just like Wreck-It Ralph. Like, he sounds I know he is Wreck-It Ralph, but I mean,
right.
Like he is that. It's like, I don't know if you're going to do bad things or not, but you just don't want to do them around me. Like, it's
that's
just
that's a pretty good John C. Reilly.
Actually very good.
Yeah,
so, like, it's like sweet and wholesome. And
I as much as I love John C. Reilly now, like, I love John C. Reilly. I love everything he does. I miss serious John C. Reilly. Like, he's so good in this movie.
He's very good. So he investigates.
He's in Hard 8 too, which is P.T. Anderson's first movie. And like, I don't know, the algorithm's so weird because I just happened to see an interview with John C. Reilly and he was talking about P.T. Anderson. And he's like, that's the reason why I am who I am today. He's like, he gave me a break. He's like, when he was making Hard 8, I guess he had seen like a bunch of his independent films and he's like, no, I saw you in this, and this, and you're wonderful. And it's like,
the same interview where he's dressed like a Pinkerton detective and talking about how he stole all that cereal from the railroad.
It's exactly the same one. But yeah, like John C. Reilly is so good in this fucking movie. Like, I love him as a comedic actor, but like, I wish he would do some serious stuff every once in a while.
There's also an entire side plot that's cut out of this movie, which makes the opening scene with him make a lot more sense because it just kind of drifts away.
About the dead guy in the
yeah,
and then so he goes to investigate some disturbance or whatever. This woman has a dead guy in her closet.
This lady kills me. She's like dragging he handcuffs her to a sofa and she's dragging the sofa.
Don't drag the sofa, ma'am. And then he's trying to figure it all out or whatever. And I still really don't grasp what was happening in that scene, but apparently the young boy rapped the answer to that riddle at him. And I didn't about the worm or some such. The kid's name is Dexter or Jackson or something like that.
The worm subplot is kind of dropped like completely.
Well, the worm was supposed to be Orlando Jones. I guess there's footage of him cut out of this.
I saw him cast as that, and I was like, but I didn't remember seeing him in the movie. So anyway, so John C. Reilly's doing his cop thing, and then he goes to this one call. He's it's whatever. He's trying to do his best, and then he ends up in another call. Well, no. So then you're introduced to the guy who's the host of Kids Say the Damnedest Things or whatever, and it's like intercut between like him banging some lady and then his estranged daughter doing coke and banging some dude, and then he's like upset because he's also dying, and then he goes to see her, but she wants nothing to do with him, so she sends him off. And she's all upset, but then John C. Reilly shows up at her house and like in like a gross overreach of authority, he talks to Claudia and asks her out on a date for 10:30 that night when he gets off work.
Well, it's also important to point out that like the first time you're introduced to John C. Reilly, like he's on like an answering machine dating service. Like he's like desperate to find love. Also, he says in the movie he's 31, and I'm like, oh my god.
But everybody, like somebody mentioned it already, everybody's trying to find love. Just real quick, and it's not even like romantic love. Some of it's like father and son love. Anyway, but in a movie full of like absolute banger performances, I think Melora Walters as Claudia might have the best performance in this movie. Like, I'm going to stand on that. She's so fucking good in this movie.
Well, she's very good in it. And, but I also really enjoy, we'll get back to it, but, I also really enjoy one of our next cast of characters who's going to show up in this thing, which is William H. Macy, who was a child prodigy back in the day on Kids Say the Smartest Shit. And then, like, his family stole his money, and then he got hit by lightning, and now he is just, like, his life is garbage. He wants to get braces. And the first time you see him,
he runs through a convenience store in his car.
He's in a Volkswagen Rabbit. He smashes into a convenience store. He needs Doc Octopus to give him money so he can get braces.
A fun, tiny little Alfred Molina cameo.
Baby Molina. Just because he's in love with this hunky bartender who has braces, and he's like, well, if I have braces, he'll love me. But then the Illinois Nazi from the Blues Brothers is seducing the bartender with money.
Oh, that's who that guy is. I could not, like, I've seen that guy's face looks so familiar, and I could not place. I love that. That performance, by the way, is great. It's like the very, like, kind of, like, hoity-toity gay guy, old like queen, very flowery, old queen.
Riddles.
It's like fucking Truman Capote at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
So all these, and then you've got Stanley, who's in an abuse. His father's a piece of shit. Stanley's a current whiz kid.
Stanley's dad, the guy, the owner of the Pussy Wagon. That's Buck.
That's correct.
Kill Bill. Yeah.
So now he's on this cast with some girl who doesn't know shit and some other kid who don't know shit. And they're going to beat up.
That fat kid is wearing the Chris Chan shirt.
I was unglued. You guys remember watching It's Academic? It used to come on like one of the free channels when we were kids. And like the questions were so ridiculously hard. I'm like, what school do these people go to? I don't know any of this shit.
I went to we had a field trip when I was in elementary school, and I went to a taping of that show.
Well, I think it was a local phenomenon. Like, it wasn't a national thing, right? It was a local.
It's Academic was just a Maryland show. Yeah, it was just, But I guess they had regional versions of that everywhere.
Right. So this kid's like try not to piss his pants and beat up Luis Guzman, who is our connector this week, who knows about
He's
milk.
also named Luis in the movie.
What was his expertise? He's like, I know about meat and milk or something. It's like
something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, the movie goes on, and it's just like weird shit's happening, right? So like fucking John C. Reilly's gonna go.
Guys, I'm sorry.
I mean, go ahead. There's no real.
The beginning of the movie starts out with a narrator,
Winky Dinks,
which is the guy doing the voice,
Ricky Jay, the magician.
Ricky Jay, Jay, who in the movie he plays the assistant producer of the kids show, and he's also Ricky Jay is also in Boogie Nights, but he's the narrator of the movie, and the movie opens up with like these weird. He's like, things happen and you would tell me it's a coincidence, but I think otherwise or whatever. And like, there's a story about, oh my God, the comedian. What's his name, Gogs? You love him. He's the diver in the movie. Remember, he's the blackjack dealer. I can't think of it. Yeah, I can't think of his fucking name. Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
Patton Oswalt plays like a diver, and this pilot like picks him up and like puts him in a tree and he dies of a heart attack. But the pilot.
No. He was diving in a lake and there was a forest fire and a Forest Service like water wagon scooped him up and then dumped him into a tree. But then you find out that the pilot had beat him up a week prior because of a bad blackjack deal. And then that guy kills himself. The kid
that was going to commit suicide because his parents always fought, jumps off the top of the building. But the parents that are fighting they're arguing with a shotgun. The mom shoots, didn't know it was loaded, and actually kills the son before he hits the netting that would have saved his life. So it's all about like.
But the kid also loaded the gun, so he was implicated as an accomplice in his own murder. And then there was like these 3 guys that got hung for killing some guy outside of a business. And it was like Greenbrier Woods, and the 3 people that killed him were named Greenbrier and Woods or something. It was big. Coincidences happen all the time.
It does tie into the end of the movie, so that's the only reason I bring that up.
Right. So lots of things are. So you've got John C. Reilly trying to get through his day so they can go on this date with this woman who does. She has enough nose beers over the course of 24 hours to like. I don't know. She was snorting coke every 2 minutes as she's on screen. He sees, I think, the worm, maybe. And he chases that person down, gets shot at, falls into a drainage ditch, loses his gun, and then is like made the laughing stock of the LA police force while he's waiting to go on a date with Claudia. Meanwhile, Stanley can't answer questions because he's got to piss his pants. He eventually pisses his pants. Things are going wrong. Jiminy Glick, who's in charge of the show, is actively stroking out on TV because his daughter hates him and his bones are full of cancer and he is going to die, and he may or may not. And this part I would like some clarity on. Is the story that later he's back with his wife and he's like, why won't your daughter? He's like, I cheated on you. I'm sorry. I can't go to my grave with this. She's like, well, why does our daughter not want to talk to you? He's like, she seems to think I molested her. He's like, well, 100% is his excuse that he was too drunk to remember?
I mean, you can read it that way. I think it's just he's too ashamed to admit what he did.
Or he's like, I don't know.
So that's all happening. Meanwhile, they finally get a hold of Philip Seymour Hoffman finally gets a hold of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise shows up in his Saturn and
hang on, pause, Gogs.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I feel like maybe you said this and I didn't hear, but there's a major subplot with this reporter that comes to interview Tom Cruise during his Manosphere show that she's like, I don't know anything about you. I've gone through all this research and you said you were this.
Oh, yeah,
and you said you were that. Because that chick crushes in this movie.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know who that is,
but she's really good.
Tom Cruise's character's reaction to the crushing is awesome. It's like psychopathic. Like it's like he's going full Dennis.
What is his line? He has such a great line. Like
he's like, I'm quietly judging you.
That's it.
Yeah. She's like, what are you doing? And then he runs out the clock and leaves her.
Did you find out that this whole time, like, he's been this, like, Manosphere guy, he's also, like, a very sentimental person who took care of his mother after the father had left her for Julianne Moore, who's
Yeah.
like at this point in the movie is on like whole ass freak out because he actually fell in love with his father after using him for money for like however many years.
Yeah, like so Jason Robards, I think is the name of the actor that plays the dad. And so yeah, so she's so here he comes. So Philip Seymour Hoffman has got a hold. I hit admit, so I don't know. There he is.
Oh, there he goes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman has finally gotten a hold of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise shows up to the house to scream to his dead father, his dying father, to death. But like he has like a meltdown and is like, "Please don't die," and it's incredibly touching. And then,
oh my God, like here's the thing, man. Like, as someone that has a complicated relationship with his own father, like it's like gut wrenching to watch because like he has a lot of hatred towards the man because of what he did to him and his mom, but like he still loves him underneath of that.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God, what a performance.
Yeah, movies don't have to be funny as hell or scary as hell, you cocksucker. Sometimes they can just be interesting.
Exactly.
So that's happening. Fucking Julianne Moore is ODing on all of the various like morphine that she has bought for her husband because she can't live with herself anymore. The kid who wrapped clues at John C. Reilly earlier finds her, calls 911 after taking her money, and then she gets put into an ambulance. The mom of Claudia, it's now been revealed that her dying husband may have molested their daughter, is driving to go find her daughter. John C. Reilly, who had dinner with her, and she's like, "You can't love me, leave me alone," and she runs off to go back to her house. John C. Reilly is driving back, trying to figure out what the hell is going to go on. Meanwhile, William H. Macy is trying to steal money from Dr. Octopus so he can go get braces. He steals money from this electronic shop. He's like, he has a change of heart. He's like, I can't fucking do this. And he goes back, but he broke a key off in the lock, so now he's climbing the side of this building. So now this cop sees him. He's like, well, I gotta go investigate that. And then frogs start falling out of the sky. Also, Stanley has run away after pissing his pants and is broken into the library, the one place where he feels safe. So now, frogs are falling from the sky en masse, and they are causing chaos everywhere. One of the frogs breaks through the skylight in Jiminy Glick's house and keeps him from using his kitchen 38 from blowing his own brains out.
Kitchen 38.
But starts a house fire.
Yeah.
So, John C. Reilly knocks William H. Macy off of a telephone pole, busts out his teeth, which he had perfectly fine teeth. He didn't need braces. Now he needs oral surgery, but John C. Reilly saves him and drags him under the top of under a gas station thing. Claudia's mom gets to her at her apartment and like consoles her. Julianne Moore's on the way to the hospital and they skid out on frogs and then slide into where the emergency room is. Frogs are falling from the sky. Dogs are on heroin.
In my headcanon, Nicolas Cage and Tom Sizemore driving that ambulance because those movies came out the same year.
Yeah. Tom Cruise's Jason Robards or whatever dies. So in the end, Jason Robards dies. Fucking John C. Reilly kind of saves William H. Macy from himself, sort of, and then goes back to see Claudia and be like, listen, sit down. I love you. You're a good person and I want to be with you. So that's their redemption arc. Tom Cruise gets a phone call. Phil picks up the phone. He's like, hey, listen, your stepmom is in the hospital. He's like, you should talk to her. He's like, okay, is she okay? I'm coming to see her. So there's like amends that are made there. The saddest part about this whole thing is like the kid Stanley goes to see his dad. He's like, you need to be nicer to me. And the guy's like, go to bed. And like, there's no resolution there. But then, things just happen for a reason. And that's it. The movie's, and I didn't take the time to figure this out or not, and also in the rain of frogs coming down, also John C. Reilly's gun falls from the sky, so he's able to recover it.
Yeah.
was that phenomenon? Is that a thing? Because even Stan was like, "This is a thing that happens." But is that a thing?
I died not unless you're in the Bible. I don't.
Well,
I don't.
I think there have been like reports of like weird weather phenomenon sucking up shit out of water and dropping it places, but not like this biblical torrent of frogs. Like I think this is meant to be like magical realism. I don't think there's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out if it was like a biblical allegory or something.
Well, I also like the fact that the movie
PT
never explains it. Like he just.
If P.T. Anderson claims he wasn't aware of the plague of frogs when he wrote the movie, but he was also apparently on a prodigious amount of cocaine throughout the entirety of this movie, so he may not remember.
According to HowStuffWorks.com, frog rain is a rare meteorological phenomenon in which frogs get swept up in a storm, travel miles, then fall from the sky when the clouds release their water. It doesn't happen frequently, but it does happen in parts of the world.
There you go. And that's Magnolia.
Which explains Stanley going, this is something that happens.
Alec, was your favorite part of the movie the use of the Supertramp song, Goodbye Jane? I love that song. It's great. It's a wonderful song. Actually, all the music in this movie is great. The Amy Mann soundtrack is incredible.
This is the third best movie soundtrack I can think of behind Spawn and fucking
What, The Crow?
I don't know. That first Matrix soundtrack slapped.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I love that Supertramp song though. That's a great song.
My favorite part was all the artwork in the movie was apparently done by Fiona Apple.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And she had something else to do. She wrote something or wrote a song for it or something too.
They said that the Claudia character is based on her somehow.
I think that her and P.T. Anderson used to date, but I could be completely wrong.
You heard that story about her being out, I think, with him and Quentin Tarantino, and she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. This is like the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, I have heard that, yeah.
Oh, I also forgot to touch on the part where everyone's singing an Amy Mann song. Presumably it's on the radio and everyone's singing it together at once.
It's another thing that unites all the characters of the movie. Also, that song, Save Me, is a banger.
Yep. Yeah, I remember it's funny because I remember when this movie came out, I wasn't, or at least I thought I wasn't very familiar with Amy Mann, but of course I know that song, Hush Hush, that she did with Till Tuesday, that 80s song. Hush Hush.
But she also fucked that guy from Al Jorgensen.
Voices Carry is the name of that song. And that song is about Al Jorgensen. Which
I feel like if he could bang her, any of us could. So shout out to Amy Mann for being generous.
Hey, yo.
I don't know, look at 80s Al Jorgensen. He was pretty handsome back then.
What about Al Jolson?
You remember how we did last time?
Quite pungent. All right. We talked a lot through the synopsis, so we'll just get into Five Knuckle Shuffles, I guess. Mr. Alec, I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are on this movie.
It's a 7.
Hell yeah.
All right. That's a win.
Too long.
It was very long.
It's long.
If you cut this movie by a third, it's still 2 hours long.
But see, you may disagree with me on this. Despite its length, I don't think there's anything you can really cut. I don't think there's like any fat in this movie. Like I think everything's very purposeful.
Find something.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like everything is there for a reason. Yeah. I don't know that. I agree because I agree with you in theory. I generally 3 hours too long, but I don't know. And apparently they did cut something. They cut that serial killer thing out of it, but I don't think I couldn't see like a storyline you could cut because everything is so intertwined. I feel like everything kind of moves, but that's just. But the 7 is good.
If it's shorter, it might be like approaching 8 or 9, but it was way too long.
I was worried you were going to say your favorite part was when the credits rolled, so that's a win.
Alex says they should have made Magnolia Revolutions and Magnolia fucking Revelations or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they should have Magnolia Endgame.
The Anderson verse.
Yeah, TJ.
It's a 10 for me, dog.
Yeah, it's a 10 for me, dog. This is a masterpiece of a movie. I think again, I'll be the first to say I mean, I've seen this at least a handful of times, and I was still worried going into this, like, oh man, it's 3 hours long. But I feel like the movie is like frenetic, like it just keeps going, and like from the jump, it's just like I was just totally engrossed with everything that was happening, and I think that the writing is super sharp. Like everything about this movie is a 10. The acting is great. It looks great. Like, I don't know who P.T. Anderson's cinematographer is, but like in a movie where it doesn't have to look good because it's really just all about the acting, like I feel like a lesser director would just worry about the acting, right? Because the script is so strong. But I feel like there's just so many gorgeous shots in this movie. Like, I think this is primarily in Los Angeles. Like, it looks great. Like, especially like there's scene towards the end where it's before the frogs hit, and it's just like the wet. It reminded me of like a Michael Mann shot where like the cityscape is just there with all the neon lights and the wet roads, and like, I don't know, man, it looks wonderful. The soundtrack is great. Like, there's nothing I don't like about this movie at all. Like, I think this movie is a fucking masterpiece. And the only thing I have a hard time with is determining if this is my favorite P.T. Anderson movie, which it's not, because There Will Be Blood exists, but it's so fucking good. I mean, it's a 10. It's an all-time classic. Like, I think P.T. Anderson is a genius. So yeah, it's a 10 all day, every day for me. Gogs, this is the first time you've seen this movie.
Yeah, this is a 10 that I can't explain.
Nice.
I really, really, really enjoyed it. It's, again, Sean touched on it. It's all vibes. It's all just feeling. It's wonderfully acted. It's beautifully shot. It is long, but it moves, and it's like I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the hell is going to happen next. And it's just an interesting. I can't think of another movie I've seen like this. Like, and that checks a box for me. Like, nowadays, I saw How Do You Train Your Dragon. I saw a movie that was a cartoon that they made into a human movie, and I'll probably go see a human movie that got turned into a cartoon at some point. There are no new ideas in this world. I'm becoming cynical and sad about that. But this was something that
Bank your own movie studio then.
I need to.
Yeah, bozo.
Like,
You're gonna make an animated version of Magnolia.
Yeah, right. Starring the Animaniacs. It was refreshing, even though it's 26 years old. No, it's super good. I need to watch. I've seen Hard 8. I've seen Boogie Nights. I've seen There Will Be Blood. Now I've seen this. I need to watch more P.T. Anderson stuff. I dig his vibe.
Well, it's a good thing, because I've literally just put all of his movies on the Plex. So,
but yeah, no, this is a 10. It's like a 10 that I have a hard time explaining, and I don't know if I could recommend to a lot of people. But man, did I really enjoyed my time with it. So, nice. Sean, that's all.
Oh yeah, this is an easy 10. Like, this is my favorite P.T. Anderson movie. I agree that There Will Be Blood is probably a better movie because this movie's a little bit messy, but it's a movie that, to kind of piggyback on your no new ideas, this movie, 0% chance it makes it in the theater right now. You'd be lucky if this went straight to Netflix or something. You wouldn't get a cast together to be in a movie like this of that magnitude. Mm-mm. I guess George C. Scott was offered the Jason Robards role, and he read the script and said it was the biggest piece of shit he'd ever seen or he'd ever read in his life.
That's crazy.
And he did do that Muppet Christmas Carol, which is awesome. But no, like, I prefer this Anderson director putting his trauma on screen to the Wes Anderson putting his trauma on screen, because like P.T. Anderson's trauma is asymmetrical and interesting, whereas Wes Anderson is asymmetrical and boring.
It had me wondering, like, P.T. Anderson, is you and your dad good? Like, are we cool here?
I'll never forget, TJ and I went to see The Phantom Thread, and I might have told this story before, and we get out of the theater, and he looks at me and goes, "How do you think Maya Rudolph's doing?" Because it's all about this tortured genius and his, like, shrew wife that is just ruining his entire life.
Yeah.
But it's a gorgeous movie. Everybody is, like, on fire. There is not, like, not only is there not a bad performance in this movie, there's not less than a great performance in this movie. I I feel bad for William H. Macy in every P.T. Anderson movie because he always has like the fucking like worst luck in them. His face gets fucked up in this. And then he's sitting there with a mouthful of blood, like, I got a lot of love to give. I just don't know who to give
Where
it to.
to put it? Yeah.
Yeah. And
also, real quick, Philip Seymour Hoffman, man, I miss him every time I see him on screen. Like, I wish he was still here because he's such a good actor.
And like the ending's so perfect where it's just like, you know, you sort of hear John Riley talking to Melora Walters like under the music and the smile, and then it's like this. It's so fucking good.
Having the subtitles on helped a lot.
I didn't have them on. I still don't know exactly what he said.
It's very sweet.
But she's like, I'm such a fuck up. You have no idea, like, all the shit I do wrong. And then he's like, you know, I can't do the Gogs voice, but, like, I do stuff wrong all the time. I'm a terrible cop, and everybody makes fun of me. This movie's a masterpiece. Like, I'm sad that movies aren't like this. Like, movies made for popular consumption are not like this anymore. I think I Heart Huckabees kind of ruined it for everybody. They're like, we're not doing any more of this. But yeah, it's a 10 for me.
Hell yeah. Certified good-ass movie.
Certified good-ass movie.
All right. You said it's Alex's pick?
That's who I have next on my lineup.
You have a cavalcade of actors to pick from in this film.
Yes. I have it narrowed down to 3.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. This is tough.
Okay.
Ooh, I think we're going to go Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The original. Who's the thread?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane is in
he's in this movie for like
Magnolia?
10 seconds.
Yep. When is he in Magnolia? I didn't even catch him. I know he's a PT. He's in
he's
Boogie
one of
Man.
the Gator children, isn't he?
Yeah,
okay.
I forget which one. Yeah. Give me a second, I can tell you. Searching. Enhanced.
Searching. Working.
Do the Blade Runner one.
Young Jimmy Gator.
Young Jimmy.
I have never seen the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is that Christy Swanson?
Yeah.
Yep. Christy Swanson, Paul Rubens, Rutger Hauer, Donald Sutherland.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Other people.
I've never seen it either.
All right, cool. All right, next week, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, the other choices were Moneyball or The Predator.
Moneyball. Oh, man.
Are they all Thomas Jane? I know The Predator is.
The Predator is Philip Seymour Hoffman is Moneyball. He plays Art.
Oh, yeah, he's Art Howe.
I was going to say Art Shell. That's not right. Yeah, Art Howe.
That would be something.
All right,
don't let you do that no more.
Nope.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm shocked I've never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It seems like something I would have watched by now. All right, well, that's the show, everybody. You know what to do. Eat your own ass, and, keep doing that. Happy Pride.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Keep it a buck out there.
All right, everybody, that's the show. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.